Hello guys, welcome to this new tutorial. Today I will be showing you how to add audio to your games so you can end up with something like this. This is a very small project that I've been working on for the past week. But before we start with today's tutorial, please guys remember that doing this type of content is really time consuming to me. So if you guys enjoy it, show me some love and give this video a like, subscribe to the channel, and if you have any question or any suggestion on how to improve, please leave a message on the comment section. I will make sure to answer all of the messages. So no further to do, let's start with the tutorial. Okay, here I have a very small project. It's a mobile table tennis. It's a work in progress, so it's still a bit rough, but let me show you a little bit. The idea of this game is to be really simple. You can only move left or right. It's more of a reflex game than a real table tennis game. And as you can see, it has no sound, so it's a bit boring. So let's fix that by adding some sound. And in order to do that, we're going to need basically three components or three main things. The first one is an audio listener. You can find it on the main camera. You have it here by default. In case that you deleted it or you're using a different camera or whatever, just go to other component and look for audio listener. Then the second thing that we're going to need are audio clips. I have a couple of bounce clips and hit clips. Let me play you some of them. I know they sound very similar, but trust me, they are different. And the reason I have multiple clips for every sound is that I want it to be random. I don't want to be the same sound over and over. And finally, the last thing that we need is an audio source. So let's create an empty game object and I will name it audio manager. And inside of the audio manager, we're going to add a component and we will look for audio source. The audio source is the component that is going to allow us to play a clip, and it will have an audio clip and a bunch of other properties that we are not going to cover in detail. I need to unselect this. Playing on awake means that as soon as we start the game, or as soon as this object is created, it's going to play the audio clip that is in here. So let's try. If I put this in here and I play on awake and loop, as soon as I start, it will start playing this audio in a loop, so it won't stop. Kind of repetitive, and it's not what I'm looking for at the moment. So let me delete this. What we're going to do is to write a script that is going to select an audio clip from the different clips that we have and play it. So in order to do that, let me close this, add new component, and we will call this audio manager, new script, audio manager. And let's open this new script. Okay, so the first thing that we need is the list of clips. So let's create an array of clips. I will make it serializable. And this is audio clip. And I will make this for the hit clips. If we go to the inspector now, we can see the array that we just created. So now we just need to drag our audio clips inside of it. Okay, now let's delete this because we won't be using them. Okay, now let's create a method, a public void method, and I will name this play hit. And in this method, what we basically have to do is to pick a clip and play it. Okay, so how do we select a random clip? First, we need a random number. So var random number is going to be equal to random range. And this is from 0 to hit clips dot line. Okay, now that we have our random number, we can select the clip. This is going to be equal to hit clips at the random number position. And now that we have the clip, we need to play the clip. In order to play, we need a reference to the audio source. So private audio source. I need to initialize this on the awake. So audio source is going to be equal to get component audio source. And now all we have to do is make the audio source dot clip equal to the clip that we got, and finally audio source dot play. And that's it. Now the only thing that we need to do is to play the audio clip. A good place to do that is over here. I have 4 waypoints. Let me show you on the scene. Every waypoint basically is a place where the player is going to move whenever it moves right or whenever it moves left. And also is the position where the ball is going when we hit. When we hit the ball, it's going either to this waypoint or to this one. The same goes when the opposite player hits the ball. And every waypoint has a hit ball script. Let me show you this script. This basically is called whenever the player is hitting the ball, and what it's doing is getting the opposite waypoint, a random one, and moving the ball. So what we can do now also is to play the clip whenever we hit the ball. In order to do that, we will need our reference to the audio manager that we created. So serialize field, private, we call it audio manager. And now all we have to do is to call the audio manager dot play hit. I see now I have this audio manager. I need to add it. And I need to do the same thing with all the waypoints. Since these are prefabs, I can do it at the prefab level, but let's do it this way. And let's try it. Okay, now as you can see, every time that we hit the ball, the sound is being played. And if you pay attention, you will see that the sound is different every time. So it's looking better. Now we need to add some bounce. For the bouncing, as a very simple first implementation, I was thinking on adding a empty game object in the middle. So every time the ball crosses the middle, I play the sound. So let's try with that. I will create a bounce area. I will add it to the table. Bounce area, let's reset the position. And this object is going to have a 2D box collider, so let's add it and let me scale it. So the idea is that every time that the ball goes over this, it's going to trigger the bounce sound. In order to do that, we will add a script, and I will name it bounce detection. And let's open this script. I will delete that. And now basically we just need to do the same thing that we did with the hit. So let's add the reference to the audio manager. It's going to be a serialized field, private audio manager, audio manager. Now what we need to do is to define when we are calling the audio manager to play the sound. And I'm thinking that calling the audio manager whenever the ball leaves this area. And in order to do that, we just need to call the onTriggerExit to the collider method. So in here we say audio manager dot play hit. I don't want the hit, so I need a play bounce, but I don't have this method yet. So let's go to the audio manager and create it. We will do the same thing that we did with play hit. So we will copy it and paste it. Place bounce. But in this case, instead of using the clips for the hit, we will create a new array for the bounce clips. Let's name this bounce, and in here bounce, and we have the same. We select a random clip and we play it. Now let's go back to our bounce detection, and I will add an extra verification. I will verify that the object that is exiting the collider is the ball. If other compare tag, and the ball has a tag that is ball. So if the object that is leaving the collider has the tag ball, I will play the sound. And let's see how this works. I need to go back to the editor. I need to add the audio manager reference. And also in the audio manager, we need to add our bounce clips. I have 5. Okay, let's test now. I'm not hearing the bounce, and I think that I know what is happening. Let me check this. Yes, the bounce area box collider needs to be triggered because we are using the onTriggerExit. So let's try again. And yes, we can hear the sound now. But sometimes it is not being played. And to fix that, let me grab this bounce area. And I will make it a little bit bigger. Something like that. Let's try now. And yes, now it is looking way better. Let's play test it for a little bit to see that the sound is playing correctly. And as you can see, guys, adding sound to your games really improves the gameplay experience. Now it feels way more responsive. And this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any questions, leave it in the comment section. I will make sure to answer them all. And as always, if you guys enjoy this content, please give this video a like. This is going to help me a lot. And consider subscribing to the channel. See you.